So what does it look like to have an $800,000 Airbnb in Las Vegas, Nevada? If you're not in the Airbnb market, but you want to be, you want to cash in on this amazing opportunity, follow me inside this building because this building is going to make $2,000 a night. You want to get into Airbnb? Let's go inside. Hey, what's up, Power Family? I'm here in beautiful Las Vegas at a beautiful property that we're gonna go through the renovations today with rock star student Essie Taylor and her husband David. Just acquired this property, and if you are thinking about, or you haven't got into the Airbnb, or you haven't heard of this power of the Airbnb market, you're gonna be completely convinced after today, after we walk through the property, what they're doing, how they're managing the renovations, and what they're gonna get on the back end, how much they spent, what they're gonna get on the back end per night. So Essie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Awesome.
I'm so excited to be here in Vegas with you, and this property is beautiful. When it's done, it's gonna be gorgeous, and it's actually beautiful now. On the outside, it's just stunning. So it's in a beautiful location. So why Airbnb? You're a multifamily person. You've been investing in multifamily, some single family. Why did you? What made you think Airbnb?
So I've been wanting to buy one for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I've been scared of the regulations. And
Oh,
I just
sure.
sit on the sidelines and I watch everybody else do it. I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it.
You're gonna dive in.
And to me, well, there's a couple of things. Number one, we are trying to retire my husband.
Yep.
So the cash flow is better.
Cash flow is huge, yeah.
And the second thing, it just speaks to me. More than multifamily, more than anything else, it's about the experience for the guest.
Yeah.
And it has
That hospitality feel.
It has heart.
Yeah.
It's not just about like multifamily, it's more about numbers.
Yep, totally.
These short-term rentals are more, about the guest.
Yep.
Truly.
Absolutely.
And that, I feel like that's something that I would be really good.
Yeah, that's and sometimes we call this the Starbucks effect, where when Starbucks launched, they didn't sell coffee, they sold an experience. And this is much more, Airbnb is much more about the experience than the numbers. Of course, the numbers have to work, you need to make money, but it's much more about creating a good hospitality feel. So I love that you're going into the Airbnb market. It's been exploding, especially here in Las Vegas. Airbnbs are crazy. In fact, I'm here this weekend staying in somebody's Airbnb because I love staying in these cool little places that people have. And we're in an awesome one on down by the Strip. And this is a little bit off the Strip. This is quiet. So why out here? Why a little bit off the Strip? Why the location?
Well, it just happened to land in my lap. And this was actually a property that I was going to list for my clients.
So you were going to list this for your client as an agent? Okay.
Yes, and this was a property that I door knocked 4 years ago for another client who wanted to buy a ranch house, and they were not ready. So now that they were ready, and I've been thinking, man, this would be a great short-term rental.
Yeah.
And I would love to buy it. So when they finally decided to sell, I'm like, you know what? I just want to buy it. And the location is actually, yes, it's a little bit off the strip. Not that much though. It is pretty centrally located.
Yeah,
so.
And a lot of times what I've seen about Las Vegas, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but I've seen, especially for families, how many bedrooms?
4.
So it's a 4-bedroom property. A lot of times when families come, they don't like necessarily to stay right on the Strip. They like to kind of come off the Strip a little bit more and then they can go into the Strip if they want the nightlife, I feel like. Is that true?
Exactly. And people don't only come here for the Strip.
That's true. And that's a misnomer because people think that.
Exactly. And we have a big family who come from Texas.
Yeah.
And last year they were looking for a short-term rental where they can all stay. And this would be perfect for them. I mean, we need to house 10 people. So we have the space now.
Yeah,
so it's another reason why we like this.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So Airbnb is one of those things, if you've not heard of it, and it's interesting, Airbnb has grown and kind of monopolized the market where it's actually a way to do real estate. We call it Airbnb. It's really a short-term rental. You can use multiple sites for short-term rentals. And so when you bought this, it wasn't renovated at all, right? No. Yeah, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna take you inside because it's down to studs in a lot of places. You're gonna see what their plans are, so you're gonna see how they're viewing the renovation. So walk me through kind of the metrics you wanted to. What do we buy the house for?
$840,000.
So $840,000. You bought the house, and we're actually here on the back patio right now, and we'll go through what's out here for the families here in a minute. So you bought it for $840,000. What do you think fully renovated this will go per night?
Well, we are thinking the goal here is to make it exceptional.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
So you're
high-
putting high-end stuff.
Super high end, and we want to really create an experience. I mean, we're going to put a volleyball court in the back, like we're going to have everything.
Yeah, just make it almost a little mini resort.
Like you don't see this anywhere. And I've been looking,
Yeah.
I've been researching.
Sure.
I mean, I know we're shooting high, but the goal is to get 2,000 a night.
$2,000 a night,
Yeah.
$2,000 a night. And so at $840,000, did you get financing on this property?
Yes.
Got financing on the property, okay. And was it a deal where you had to put like 20% down?
We
15?
what did we put? 10% down.
10% down. Okay, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty
And
good.
we actually bought it as a primary residence.
Ah, yeah, that's the
with
way
the
to do it.
intent to
Move
live in it.
To live in it, yeah.
So as long as the intent is there.
Yeah. The
can
intent
do-
was to move, and then you kind of changed your mind and go Airbnb. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, we've done that kind of stuff as well. And so, you 840, 2,000 a night in this area. How many nights a month do you think this will go for? Like how much? We call that. I mean, occupancy. What's the occupancy? Do you think it's going to be like 50% of the nights, 60%? What do you think?
I think we can get 50%.
50%.
Yeah.
So call it 15 nights. So that's 30,000 a month in income. 30,000 a month in income. So I want you to see the metrics here. On an $800,000 multifamily, if you're bringing in 8,000 a month, that's a really good number. She's putting 800,000 into a short-term rental and making 30,000 a month, nearly 4 times the amount of revenue. I really want you to catch that. Now, there is a few more expenses inside of an Airbnb with higher cleaning fees and maintenance, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want you to see the power of the metrics of an Airbnb. And the cool thing is, it wasn't like you guys got this for way under market, right?
No, we paid market.
You paid market.
Yeah.
So she paid this is the power of this. You don't have to find these, like when you're fixing and flipping a property, you got to find it under market so you can fix it up and flip it and make money on it. With an Airbnb, as long as it's in a good location, people want to come here, you don't need that, right? And so she's thinking, even if it's $1,500 a night, we're talking in 15 nights, we're talking a lot of money. We're talking, $20,000 to $25,000 a month. That's a really, really big income. So what we want to do, I want to walk you through it. I want you to walk through inside. We're going to go through the renovation, see what she's doing to be able to yield these kinds of returns. So let's go inside. All right, so we're inside of an $800,000 Las Vegas Airbnb. So walk us through the renovation. So this, obviously, you can see they're in the middle of the renovations, down to studs. So walk us through kind of the layout. So where are we now? What's over here? Walk us through the layout.
Okay, so this is the living room.
So it's going to be the living room.
Well, yeah. So you walk in. This was a sunken. So there was a sunken living room, which was the formal living room. This was the family room. Kitchen over here. Nook, like breakfast nook, and then you have the
area.
Dining room behind
Okay.
here. So what we're doing is we filled the sunken living room. We're taking down the wall, and we're basically opening it
Opening up this whole area.
And we're just redoing the whole kitchen. The kitchen stays where it was at. We're just refiguring just to make it more modern.
Yeah, so the sunken living room, so this is kind of cool. So sometimes you guys know how you walk in and you go down a step or two into another room. It's kind of sunken. You filled it up, so tell me, why did you fill it up to bring it to floor level?
Well, it's because this is the house was built in 1993.
93, okay,
So
so it's about
it's-
20 years old almost.
Yeah, so that was the style back then.
Yeah.
It's not really the style now.
Now,
Some
yeah.
people plus it has a trip hazard.
Yeah, true.
So that's another
a good
thing.
point.
And
Yep.
it just feels a little bit more open
Yep.
when you bring it up
Bring
to
it
the
up.
same level.
Yep,
So
yep,
that made a huge difference, just doing that.
So this wall here is going to go. We're going to get
Yeah.
rid of this wall.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get rid of this wall. So this is going to be living, and it's going to go into almost like a much bigger living room area.
Yeah, so it'll be one big open space.
One big open
Yeah.
space, which is the modern feel right now.
Correct.
That big open space, people
Yeah.
love those open spaces.
Yeah.
And so what kind of flooring are we going with? You going with
We are probably gonna go. We're in between the vinyl
Yup,
planks
plank.
or the tile.
tile? Yep.
Either.
In desert living, tile is really, really popular on first floors for sure.
Yes, and it holds. It's
Yeah,
gonna hold
it's
for
really,
a long time.
yeah, very durable. Yep, people
Yeah.
come and spill things. It cleans up nice.
Right,
Yep,
exactly.
that makes sense. And so over here you said this over here is the kitchen area. We've got this is this going to be an island?
That's the island, yeah.
Just the island, okay.
We're trying to visualize the space, which
Yeah,
is actually
right.
was harder than we thought.
Yeah, right.
Now putting it in place
Getting
from
something that
nothing.
bulks up sometime.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be the kitchen sink here.
No,
That's
this is
not.
this is the old kitchen sink. So this is going to be moved. The gas is going to be moved over to that side.
Got it. Just so I assume stoves going
That is
over
the
here.
stove right there.
Got it.
We're thinking possibly going white or a light cream on the countertops, and then the black or a charcoal on the cabinets.
On the cabinets themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's really nice. That look right now is really high end. My parents just built a house, and that's the color scheme they use.
Yes.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
It makes it look
That's
so
the trend
good.
right
That's the
now.
trend.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks so good. And so we're going stove. We're going is fridge over here.
Fridge going over there.
Over here.
So it'll be cabinets all the way to
All the way there,
and
okay.
then cabinets on that wall.
Yeah, this is, I assume if Airbnbs for renovation for what you guys are doing are the same as houses, you make a lot of money in your kitchens and baths, right?
Yeah.
I would assume, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so on all our renovations, when we're renovating, we look at that kitchen and bath because that is where your money maker is. So if you're renovating an Airbnb, just know that. So this is our kitchen area. We've got the breakfast nook. This is going to come down. They're in the middle of checking out what an engineer to see if this is load bearing to make sure they can remove this wall. And so you always want to check when you have a wall in the middle. We don't think it's load bearing as we took a look, but they're gonna come in and make sure that this isn't load bearing.
Just a piece of mind.
Yeah, just a peace of mind. Yeah, to make sure that you're not pulling something out that weakens the integrity of the property, obviously. So we're looking at taking this out, and then if you guys follow us back here. So now we're in the bedroom. Is this considered the master or no?
This is not the master.
Not the master.
This could be like a second junior master.
Okay, I was going to say, because it kind of has the master.
It has a small bathroom connected to it that also connects to the laundry room.
Connects to the laundry. And if you'll notice back in there, you guys have done the shower, which looks gorgeous. And tile on the side, sunken in holder for soaps and shampoos and everything. That's pretty cool. So this is a bathroom that is kind of what we call a 3/4 bath, right?
Yeah.
3/4 bath. So that's cool to have off of that. So you almost have like two masters then. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right. So we're going to keep going around and keep showing you what they're doing here throughout this renovation. Now we're in the master bedroom. So what are we doing? What are you doing in the master to make it? Because I know you're high end. So what are we doing here?
Master, well, it's basically going to be furniture, floors, paint. Obviously, this is going to be changed. There's a bonus room that is off of here.
Oh,
we can
that's
put
awesome.
2 more beds in here. Drywall, one of the closets up.
Yeah, this is great. Let's come on back in here. I want to show you guys this bonus room back in here because this is just a cool. Is this heated or is this does it have all mechanicals in here?
Yeah, this one has everything.
All mechanicals are in here because sometimes when you have these rooms, we call them 3 seasons in the Midwest because it gets cold. It doesn't do that down here as much.
Goes back to the
But
patio
then it goes
too.
out to the outside patio, which is really, really cool. So is this considered part of the master or another bedroom?
So we're going to call it another bedroom.
Okay.
So we can sleep 2 more.
Okay, so you can sleep 2 more.
Yeah.
Because in Airbnbs, you will notice the more you sleep, the more you make.
That's right.
And so you want to do that. You want to have beds. That's why my property manager told me when you have a sofa, you always do a sofa couch. Only a few $100s more, but you can sleep 2 more people. And so you can ramp up that revenue. All right, let's continue with what their plans are into the master bathroom. The master bathroom, here we are in the master bathroom. We got the master closet here. Gonna rip all of this. They're doing everything out here, and you'll notice they've got some concrete tore up down here.
Yeah, so this was the shower, and this was a big tub.
Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like, a big jacuzzi tub.
So we're actually going to make this a huge shower.
Oh, massive shower. I love that idea.
And
what are we doing with this over here then?
That's probably going to be a vanity.
Vanity area?
Or shelves or storage
okay,
or
yep,
something.
Storage, some sort of pantry storage.
And we're changing out the windows.
Awesome, fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is you always, again, bathrooms, and kitchen. This is where you make a lot of your money because tub areas where people can relax, and this is crucial. So this is awesome. This is awesome. Now what we're gonna do is take you upstairs and show you a little bit of the renovations going up there because it's got a really cool loft area I want you to see and see how it overlooks the backyard. So let's go upstairs. So now we're upstairs, high ceilings. So are we keeping the bar?
We
Are you tearing it out?
We might be keeping the bar. We don't want to encourage drinking.
Yeah.
Because we have a balcony and we don't want people to jump off the balcony.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know how crazy people get when they...
Sometimes, you know, that's the people get. That's the other thing with Airbnbs you want to be careful of, is the more you sleep, the more parties you can have. That's the downside to, you know, having multiple.
So we haven't actually figured everything out yet, but we're thinking this could be a game room.
Yep, that's a great idea.
Just kind of shovel. Another thing that generates more money, it's the amenities.
Yeah.
So the better backyard, the more stuff you have that people can play with, the more
relax
games you have.
That's so true.
The more, you know.
It's just like, I mean, that's true in multifamily too. That's true. The more amenities you have, the more you can get in rent, and now with Airbnb, of course, nights. So let's look at the patio. I want you all to see the way it overlooks the backyard. All right, so we're out on the back patio, and it has a beautiful look over the backyard, the pool area, and it just sits you up so you can just kind of take in a little bit of the mountains in the background. So this is a great place to relax, have a drink, chill, you know, kind of connect with people. So this is really, really cool. What are you guys going to furnish stuff out here? What are you planning on doing out here?
Yeah, probably put like a patio set.
Patio set, yeah, that's really, really cool. And if it's got a game room, then a patio set, that just is that feels much more resort. It feels like a mini resort, quite frankly, is what it feels like here.
That's the idea.
That's the idea. It's like it's a mini resort with 4 beds. That's what it feels like every time we walk around. There's newer, higher end stuff, and again, but I want to continue to reiterate the metrics of a deal like this when you can rent it out for 15 to, I'll call it 20 to 30,000 a month. So that's what an $800,000 Airbnb looks like. So Essie, now how investment are you making into the renovation? What is the total reno going to run?
We're probably looking at 150 to possibly
200. 150 to 200. Yeah. So $150,000 to $200,000 renovation. You said you bought it for $840? $840. So let's say at 160, that puts us at an even million. And what is this worth when you're done? Do you think the property, what would it be worth if you just put it on the market?
If we put it on the market, we could probably sell it for about 1.2.
1.2. So think about that. Even just at a fix and flip project, found on market, put $200,000 into it, she could sell it and make a $200,000 profit. So understand, you don't always have to find fix and flip projects from wholesalers and crazy off-market distressed properties. She bought a very nice property on market, put a little bit more money, and it's going to be worth that. What's the square footage of the total property?
3,600.
3,600. So it's a big property.
It's a location.
It's a location, yeah.
And it's half acre.
Oh wow, that's a big yard.
No HOA. It's horse property. Like,
oh yeah,
you see
huge.
People walk their horses here.
Oh, that's amazing.
The lady across the street has goats, and she walks.
So it's very farm field, country field.
Exactly.
I love it.
So that has perceived value. So people, there's high demand for that. So it's not a regular tract home that you just put a lot of.
Yeah, it's not cookie cutter.
Right.
As one of those, a lot of those subdivisions are. So again, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about Airbnb, but Airbnb is a really powerful model. Essie and her husband David just took this property down. When do you think this project will be ready to start taking on guests?
I'm saying July.
July, okay, and we're just about to head into June, so she's saying 30 to 40 days, they're gonna be close to ready to start putting guests in here. And you purchased the property when? When did you close? March. So March, call it April, May. So we're talking a 90-day renovation-ish. So part of a deal like this is having some capital to make sure that you can float those payments and float the renos, or have an investor, and you can get it. You can get access to kind of properties like this. So again, I want to encourage you. It doesn't take knowing a lot about real estate, but it does take knowing how these things work. So let me ask you, what kind of attuned you to Airbnb versus other investments? We talked about this earlier, but I want to know from you, like, why Airbnb for you? Why do you love the idea so much? Because I do too, but I want to know where you guys are.
I love the idea that you can take the home and you can make it really special for somebody, and I feel like you put more of your heart
and soul into it.
Yes, and I mean, we're thinking for our next one, we want to maybe buy something in Florida.
Yeah, because move around, do the same concept.
Because we want to move, we want to go to Florida, so we want to have places where we want to visit too.
I love that.
So kind of have vacation rentals spread around.
And it sounds like too, this is a much more of a heart project where not even this house, which it is, but just doing Airbnb is much more of a heart project for you.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and that, I'll tell you, that says a lot, not only about you guys, but says a lot about your ability to move forward as an investor. You gotta love the kind of investments you're doing.
Yeah.
And so, once again, Essie came into the academy about a year ago, bought 2 multifamily properties, then bought an Airbnb property. At our last live mastermind, we talked a lot about Airbnbs. At our one coming up, we're gonna be talking a lot about Airbnbs. We're actually gonna do an Airbnb tour. And again, it's really important to understand the power of short-term rentals right now. Now, here's what I like about what Essie and David did. If the market goes down and short-term rentals go slower, they still not only aren't planning on 80% occupancy to make money, they're planning on 50. So even if it goes down, they're still generating enough cash to be very safe. They've ran the numbers very, very, very conservatively, and it's worth a lot more money. So they're really safe. If you buy an Airbnb and extend yourself and you need 75 to 85% occupancy to make money, I wouldn't encourage that, because Airbnb is one of the first things to go down in economy time, in a low economy. But they're really, really isolated here because they've done so well on the numbers. So congratulations. And so thanks so much for just touring us. This place is amazing. And again, throw in the comments if you have any questions about hopping into Airbnbs. We have over 20 videos on the channel about Airbnb. So make sure you watch those videos so that you can get into this market that no matter how much money you have, you can get into the Airbnb market. We have a lot of videos teaching how to get into these without having no money. So make sure you watch those. So we'll see you, and again, thank you, Essie.
Awesome.
And we'll see you in the next video.